Something massive is about to happen in the housing market for those looking to buy or sell a home. Strap yourself in, especially if you're new here, because I give the most accurate housing market updates to keep my subscribers ahead of the curve. Today, I'll share some recent news and fresh data to show you where the housing market is and where it's headed. I have some really bad news for those hoping for a housing market crash. For the fourth consecutive week, mortgage interest rates have dropped. Now, for those of you who want the US housing market to crash, there's no reason to cry, and I'm going to tell you why. Sure, it would be great to see home values drop by 30% or more, but a housing market crash would likely lead to much higher mortgage interest rates. Higher mortgage rates would likely erase the advantage of decreased prices, potentially leaving you with a higher monthly mortgage payment. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, you should be hoping for the market to improve. As inflation comes down, so will interest rates. And mortgage rates impact your monthly house payment much more than the price you pay for the home does. Many markets have already seen home prices come down quite significantly. And yes, home prices are still falling in many areas. A recent article by Yahoo reported, as mortgage rates fall for the fourth week, experts say homes may soon become affordable again. This news comes as no surprise to my subscribers, as I reported over a month ago that this was going to happen. Daniel Hale, chief economist at Realtor.com, said this week's labor cost data provided a ray of hope, as it showed that the hourly compensation was lower than previously reported in the second and third quarters for all sectors except for manufacturing. She added that gas prices were also plunging. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that real hourly wages, which reflects wages and consumer prices, declined by 2.3% in the third quarter, totaling a 4% reduction over the last 4 quarters. Interest rates continued their downward trend, but don't be surprised to see some volatility. Freddie Mac reported a few days ago the average 30-year fixed rate continued its downward shift from weeks past. The average slid to 6.3%, down from 6.49% the week prior. The 30-year rate was only 3.10% a year ago at this time. Nadia Evangelou, senior economist for the National Association of Realtors, believes rates will stabilize near 6% next year. In the article by Yahoo, she's quoted as saying, with a 6% mortgage rate, housing will become more affordable for many Americans. While the typical family cannot currently afford to buy a medium-priced home as the qualifying income exceeds earned income, housing will become affordable again for Americans if rates hover near 6%. I would like to add, once again, that home prices are also falling in many areas. So the combination of lower rates along with decreased home values will make homes affordable again, and possibly a lot sooner than most people expected. I'd also like to add that Evangelou is being conservative at 6%, but I don't blame her, as the market has been tough to predict. But this all backs up what I told you nearly a month ago in my video, 5% mortgage interest rates coming soon, that we've seen the peak of inflation and that the market is recovering. We likely still have a few months of declining home prices, but as rates come down, more buyers will enter the market. As more buyers enter the market, prices will start to stabilize, and sellers will not be as willing to negotiate. This brings up the ever-important question, should I buy a house now or should I wait? And if thinking about selling a house, should you wait? Let me briefly speak to those of you who want or need to sell your home. If you need to sell and then buy a home, it's kind of a wash. You'll need to be priced competitively to sell, but you're going to be able to negotiate a great deal when you buy. I'd be aggressive on my list price and submit aggressive offers when it comes time to buy. If you're in this situation, then there's really no reason to wait. At the end of my video, 5% mortgage interest rates coming soon, I give a detailed explanation of how to get the best deal when buying a home. I highly recommend that you watch that video next. Look for the link below in the description. Just today, December 13th, 2022, the National Association of Realtors held its Year-Ahead Real Estate Forecast Summit and shared some eye-opening data. NAR Chief Economist Lawrence Yun is one of my most dependable sources for accurate market forecasts. Yun predicts home sales will decline by 6.8% compared to 2022, and the median home price will reach $385,800, an increase of just 0.3% from this year. He said half the country may experience small price gains, while the other half might see slight declines. I expect home prices to decline through the first part of this year in most locations around the country. Then the market will stabilize and begin to increase slowly toward the end of the year. Yoon also expects rent to increase by 5% in 2023 compared to 7% last year. He also predicts foreclosures to stay historically low, comprising of less than 1% of all mortgages. He forecasts the U.S. GDP will grow by 1.3%, about half of the typical pace, and he expects the 30-year fixed rate to settle in at 5.7% as the Fed slows its rate hikes on inflation. This chart shows mortgage rates since September of 2022, and the 4-week decline in rates starting in November. For those who don't know, historically, an 8% fixed 30-year rate is fairly normal. For those who still think the housing market is going to crash, you'll want to take a long, hard look at this chart comparing the last housing crash to today. The top line shows that we've got a strong job market. Subprime loans are pretty much non-existent, and at the bottom, we have very few homes in foreclosure. Feel free to hit pause if you need more time. The NAR predicts home values to decline through Q2 of 2023 and then start to increase from there. I'll share more information from this meeting and go in depth in a future video coming soon. In the latest news, CNBC reported today mortgage rates drop after CPI reports, but reminds us that we're not out of the woods yet. According to Mortgage News Daily, the average rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage dropped to 6.28%, the lowest it's been since mid-September. Rates dropped after a lower than expected reading of the November Consumer Price Index, which is often used to measure inflation. This is good news, and I'm curious to see what Jerome Powell says tomorrow. The Fed is expected to increase rates by 0.5 percentage point, which shouldn't impact rates significantly either way. But if you're in a solid financial position and you're ready and wanting to buy a home, you obviously want to be ahead of the curve. It takes some courage and wisdom to purchase a home in a volatile market. But there's a massive advantage for those who invest in real estate when there's so much fear and confusion in the market. I keep coming back to the same quote because there's no better way to say it and no better investor than Warren Buffett, who said, "Be fearful when others are greedy and greedy only when others are fearful." This means you'll want to start submitting offers before the market recovers and before buyers flood the market. Many will question my advice to buy a home right now as mortgage rates are still high and with home values declining in many locations. But these higher mortgage interest rates give you a massive advantage for those who cannot see the massive opportunity in front of them, or for those who don't have enough courage to pull the trigger. Now, you can probably wait a few months, maybe even 6, but I firmly believe that right now and over the next few months will be the best time in the next 5 to 7 years to purchase real estate. A lot of sellers are feeling desperate. They're willing to negotiate so they can move on to the next chapter of their lives. That means you should be able to find a home that you love and negotiate a great price and terms. This is just one advantage of buying a home in this market. There are actually loads of incredible benefits of buying a home today, but I'm not gonna go in detail as I just covered this in my recent video, Buy a Home Right Now, before it's too late. Look for the link to that video below as well. For those of you who feel interest rates are still too high and that you'll buy when interest rates come back down, you're basically saying, I'll wait to buy a home when I see everyone else is doing it. This is a sheep's mentality, and you'll likely find yourself in a market where the sellers are no longer negotiating and where you could find yourself competing for a home. Here's a tip for those of you who are ready to buy a home right now. When you submit an offer, instead of asking for a discount on the home, or in addition to asking for a price reduction, ask the seller to pay your closing costs. Then use a portion of those funds to buy down your mortgage interest rate. I recommend a 2-1 buy down, but if you don't believe mortgage rates will come down around 5%, or you just want to play it safe, feel free to do a permanent buy down. This will decrease your monthly mortgage payment by hundreds of dollars per month, which is way more valuable than a price reduction. And a lot of lenders right now are offering a one-time free mortgage rate float down. So when rates do come down, you can lower your rate permanently for free. For those of you who are still skeptical, or for those of you who are ready to go, there are always deals to be had in this type of market. I hope you all know how much I love and appreciate you. Hopefully, the information I've provided will help you get ahead of the market. I love to hear from you, so if you have questions or you just want to share your story, please feel free to message me or leave a remark in the comment section below. Once again, I'm not saying everything is perfect, and I'm not saying everyone should go out and buy a house right now. And I'm certainly not saying that everything's going to be great news from here on out. But fear is having a massive effect on the housing market, and fear makes the wolf bigger than he is. Hopefully, I've done my part to help you understand why right now you have an amazing opportunity to purchase a home that you love and get an incredible mortgage interest rate. If you're looking to buy, sell, build a home, or invest in Utah real estate, I get contacted all the time. Please feel free to call or text me with your questions. I'd love to meet you, and I'm honored to serve you. For everyone else, please feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. I always do my best to respond to each one of you. If you have a friend or a family member looking to buy or sell a home, you can easily text this video to them. And please, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and ring the bell to be notified each time I post new videos. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Ty the Real Estate Guy. If you found this information helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to ring that little bell below. It'll make you feel good.